Ah, good old Wes. He's finally back. Moonrise Kingdom is the 7th movie directed by filmmaker Wes Anderson, and he's definitely one of the most divisive directors to come around these days because he makes movies that are so unique that they somewhat divide people. I'll admit, I am a huge fan of his work though. It dates all the way back to January where I did a marathon of watching all of his movies within a period of 5 days, and I love all of them for various reasons because all of them are so unique and different in their own way. However, there are also those people who view his films as too unique and different at times where they can't really find themselves to unravel themselves within the characters and so forth. That's the one downside that comes with him as a filmmaker, but it's definitely never been a problem for me though. Now Moonrise Kingdom though is his first live action film since the Darjeeling Limited back in 2007 because he took that break to do Fantastic Mr. Fox, one of my favorite animated movies of all time, and also probably one of my top 3 favorite stop motion animated movies as well. In Moonrise Kingdom though, it's not centered on a huge ensemble cast like most of Wes Anderson's movies are. Instead, the centerpiece is two 12-year-olds, Susie and Sam, who are both played by newcomers Heyward and Gilman. They both come from lifestyles that have extreme conformity within what they can really do and their surroundings, and they both flee together on their New England island, and that sets forth a search party involving all the adults related to these two kids as they try to find them and bring them back home. Now, while a plot like that may seem very similar and something you've heard before, you haven't seen it with the Wes Anderson touch before, and in the end, this is one of my absolute favorite movies that Wes Anderson has made, and I also feel that it's definitely is most accessible alongside Fantastic Mr. Fox as well. Acting across the board is fantastic. All the adult actors do a fantastic job with their characters, especially newcomers like Norton, Bruce Willis, and Frances McDormand. They all do a great job at delivering the classic brand of deadpan humor that Wes Anderson brings to all of his movies. In addition to the ones that you've seen before, like the fan favorites, for instance, especially Bill Murray, who definitely steals every scene he's on camera, and also Jason Schwartzman, who has a 5-minute cameo in the film. He also is hilarious in his role, and it was great to see him again because in the 3 movies that Wes Anderson has casted him in, my favorite being Rushmore, of course, with Jason Schwartzman, he always does a commendable job within the character that he does play. But the 2 standouts without a doubt in this movie are surprisingly the children actors, Gilman and Heyward, because you really set a lot on 2 child actors to carry the majority of the movie because it really surprised me how much the kids really dominated this movie. But they have such sweet, mature charisma with each other, and you totally buy their relationship too because it feels very youthful within its nature, and it never goes too far-fetched in the directions that they take it in. It all just felt so natural, and it felt very sweet and even awkward at times as well. Now, as I said before, this is a definitive Wes Anderson movie, and there are several factors that fall into that really work for me and some that divide people, but I'll break them down one by one. First off, every shot of this movie is so immaculately detailed, and Wes Anderson never loses touch with how much detail that he can fit into one scene. He'll fit in as much as he can just in a one shot of a simple scene, and it's just mesmerizing to look at the surroundings that are essentially serve as the backdrop to the characters. And they're so bright in their colors. Essentially, he has a primary color influence on the cinematography where everything is very bright at times, which I really dig, especially in this movie though, because the way he sets up every shot is just spellbinding. In addition, the setting is very idiosyncratic, especially within the characters that are in this movie, but a lot of them are more stable than most Wes Anderson characters that have been explored on film. Also, Anderson does a great job at mixing together the family drama along with the relationship of the children, in addition to the classic brand of Wes Anderson humor that's very dry, different, and very deadpan within the way it's delivered by the actors, but also executed when it's just physical humor. It all just really meshed so well with me. I mean, I was never bored once with this film. It grasped me into it just from the opening shot alone, and it never let me go. Then again, I'm biased when I say that though because I am a big Wes Anderson fan, but this is a movie that I feel like is the most accessible because the humor is never too different and far-fetched and weird at times. It just all flowed in such a natural way, especially within the child relationship. It just, all this movie, it just meshed together so well, and I just completely dug it every time. I don't really have any problems with this movie at all, and that is why I'm going to give Moonrise Kingdom 5 stars. This is without a doubt my favorite movie of the year, and it's definitely going to have some competition competition in the future, but from how great this film was and how much it surprised me from how great it was as well, I don't really see a lot of competition that could really beat this off. Well, we have the fall coming up later this year, but we'll see. So I hope you enjoyed my review of Moonrise Kingdom, and I'm not going to be doing videos until Friday because I'm in my last week of lecturing for college, which means I have a ton of work set up for the next couple of days. But I'll be back on Friday with a review for Prometheus, so you can stay tuned till then. And in the meantime, I'm talking from CaliCritic Reviews, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.